Good morning. It's Wednesday, July 7th. Today we're going to talk about this next passage in the Sermon on the Mount, where Jesus says, "You've heard it said, an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth," the ancient law of retaliation. "But I say, don't resist anyone who is evil. Instead, if they slap you on the right cheek, offer the left cheek instead. And if they sue you and take your tunic, give them your cloak. And if they force you to go 1 mile, go with them 2. Give to the one who begs from you, and don't refuse the one who would borrow from you." You see, what Jesus does there is very, very clever. Don't resist the one who's evil. We get that. That's, when somebody hits you, you want to hit back, meet anger with anger and push back and fight. He's saying, don't do that. Don't act like that. But he's also offering his followers a kind of clever sort of, what do you call it? Peaceful resistance. The Roman soldiers would slap you on the right cheek, and they had a certain way of hitting you. So if you offered them the left cheek, and they couldn't do it right, backhanded, and so you would frustrate them. Or the suing, I believe it's the case in the ancient world that you could sue people for all kinds of things, but you couldn't take away their garment, their coat, And so if you voluntarily give up your coat and say, well, here, take this too, then you've put them in the awkward position of saying, well, no, I can't do that. Or a Roman soldier could force you to carry his pack for 1 mile. After 1 mile, you were free to go. So if you cheerfully said, oh, no, I'll go another mile, then you put the Roman soldier in a bad position, and he has to say, no, stop. And take it away from you. And see, so there's a sort of a passive resistant kind of cheerful cooperation with these people that puts them in a bad spot. And Jesus is saying, yeah, act like that. And so, don't resist evil with evil. Don't push back and fight back. No, go along with it. Double it. Offer to do more than they ask you to do. That will frustrate them, and they will, leave you alone, one supposes. So these are ways that you can fight back without fighting. The ancient law said an eye for an eye, so that was sort of the standard of the ancient world. The lex talionis, it's called, the law that said, whatever damage was done to you, or that you did to another person, would be done to you. So if you punched out their eye, they'd punch your eye out, or if you broke their hand, they'd break your hand, and so on. Jesus says, no, we're not going to be that way. We're not going to keep count, and we're not going to do that. Offer your enemies whatever they want. And pretty soon they'll go away, or at least that's the hope. So think about that today, and whatever you do, don't fight back.